Did it go late? Click me again. Good morning and welcome to the show. It is actually strange. I almost forgot to say good morning. How long have we been doing this show? Over a year. And I almost forgot to say good morning. Why? We're on the East Coast and it feels like already the afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Because the sun is very much awake here.
Yeah.
So, wow. Welcome to the show. Hi, Sarit. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
How are you guys? Good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday.
I want to share something. I have a thing with mosquitoes.
That's what happens when your blood is sweet.
And I learned, hey, if you wouldn't mind, keep your body in front of that door where the light is. Where is it? There we go. Don't move a muscle. You see, if there's a mosquito, singular, anywhere, it's going to find me. And it's going to get me. Always. Do you know where it got me? Who saw the TSA video in the airport of Sarit getting her thighs all felt up? You guys, look at this.
By your coochie.
1 and 2. They like them thighs, though. All right. Well, today's Q&A day.
Today's Q&A day. Let's get to it. Raw transformation. If you're doing the raw transformation program, please type it in the chat box.
I am a rock star.
Oh, a rock star.
I didn't make that up. Somebody else did.
If you're in the raw transformation program, happy day 2. If you're in the inner circle or UTA, happy day, whichever day you're on.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's sing our song. We haven't sang our song for a while. The Good Morning Name Game.
I forgot how it goes.
The Good Morning Name Game. Ready?
Okay, start it.
Good morning, Melanie, Cassie, Kristen, Beth, Lauren, Michelle, Fran, Monica, Jessie, Tammy, Tiffany, Daniela, Trisha, Tracy, Lori, Donna, Jenna. This is fun. This is the Good Morning Name Game. All right, so you guys are here. Oh, and I see all the rock stars.
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
So good.
You guys rock. Okay, well, let's get to it.
I put the questions here because we are on the computer right now.
We can also pull it up on my computer.
Oh, yeah, we can. Well, we have them here. So, we have Lisa from the UK.
Oh, Lisa. I remember. I've spoken with Lisa a couple of times.
Lisa said, I currently run 3 times a week and do burn zone also 3 times a week. With an active rest day of mobility and stretching. I've never really heard you talk much about running and wondering what your opinions are on this. As I play football, like UK football, as Americans know as soccer. Football. I do the running to improve my cardio fitness and my running speed. That's awesome. Would I get better results, fat loss and toning, doing burn zone 5 times a week instead? That's a great question.
So currently, burn zone 3 days a week, and what's still on the other 3 days?
And 3 times a week an active rest day with mobility and stretching. But she also said she does running to improve her cardio fitness and running speed. But wanting to know if she would get better results if she did burn zone 5 times a week. Burn zone in addition to running or instead? Oh, it says instead.
So here's what you guys need to get clear on. What is your top goal? Like, what is your number one priority with regards to your goal? what I'm hearing is that there is a bit of confusion with regards to what is the main thing that you're trying to achieve. Because it's going to lead to a different prescription. Is your top goal body comp and endurance is secondary, or is endurance secondary and and body comp is endurance primary and body comp secondary? Because that will determine the prescription.
It also depends on, I'm not too clear on exactly what it is you're doing, because you said you do running, but how often? You said you're doing burn zone 3 days a week, but you said you do running so you can improve your speed and your endurance. But how often are you running? How far are you running? How many days a week? How much time? These are all other things to consider. I really want you to be that way.
Sorry.
So the goal is, first, figure out what your goal is, right? That's what you're saying. What's the main thing? If you could only choose one, what would it be? Because that's your number one thing. Okay, everything else would be secondary, right? And there's ways you can manipulate to achieve multiple things at one time. And often that's the case by default. But what's the main thing? Because that is what we're going to target. So if the main thing is to lose fat and tone, then it's simply a combination. And I don't think it matters if you're doing this many days of this or that. It's just how consistent can you be.
And also, strong emphasis on nutrition. I don't care what you're doing for your training.
Yep.
If your nutrition is not on point, you're cutting yourself way too short. So, Lisa, let's get you to be super duper clear with regards to your goal. Do you want to be a better runner? Do you want to be a better footballer? Or do you just want to try to get as lean as you can? Because they will all determine a different prescription. But the good news is that it sounds as if you already have a consistent routine, which is like 90% better than like most people who are on their journey. Just saying. Like, you getting yourself to be consistent with a routine, like you're already 5 steps ahead. Because you have the routine. Now it's just a matter of manipulation. See where I'm going with that? Oh, she said body comp primary at the moment, as my football is canceled due to lockdown. And
she runs 3 times a week. One's long distance, one's intervals, and one is shorter and faster. And I think that's a great variety. But again, if the goal is fat loss or body composition, your nutrition plays a huge role. The fitness is great. Fitness is fitness. As long as you're doing fitness and moving and your nutrition is on point, you will achieve that goal. Assuming you're consistent.
Yeah. I would up your burn zone too.
A lot of people get wrapped up in how much fitness they need to do, but like Sarit says, you can't, and you've heard before, you can't out-train a bad diet. You cannot out-fitness bullshit eating.
Yeah.
That's the ENS way to say that phrase.
We just got done working out. Our workout was less than an hour.
40 minutes, body weight. 40 minutes and 30 seconds.
And when you guys do the burn zone too, you guys, like, don't do it like it's bar class. And bar is like super duper hard.
I think our community, some of them are like, what's bar?
But like, push yourself as hard as you can. The point of the burn zone is to be high intensity.
Word.
Yeah.
Moving on?
Yeah, I pulled up the questions right here just so you know.
Go to Sarah. There's one that we already had answered.
I know.
So we'll end up going, yeah. Sarah from Ohio.
Okay. Lisa, we hope that helps. Let us know if that was helpful.
And thanks for being here live. It's fun to have you guys live. Hey, I want everybody to tag a friend that they know is in the group and is not watching this live. Let's get this sucker to 100 people right now.
Yeah, let's do it. And just Lisa said, but I like running as to get me out of a busy house working and homeschool. So it seems as if running is not so much directly related with your primary goal. It just from a mental standpoint, it keeps you sane and you like it.
You always have to go back to intention.
Right.
Intentionality. What's the purpose behind why I'm doing this?
Yeah.
Am I doing this because it allows me to release and feel better about myself and, clear my headspace and then I feel refreshed? Or am I doing this as punishment for something that I ate? Not a good way to work out. Or am I doing this because I want to lose fat? Like, what's the intention? So,
yeah.
Always.
And sometimes doing something for mental clarity is what's going to keep you in the game.
For sure. For sure.
Okay, Sarah Price from I think it means Ohio, United States, but the other way around. Hello, if one were to have little muscle mass.
Or there's a city in Ohio called Us, and she wanted to capitalize.
Oh, true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Us, Ohio.
If one were to have little muscle mass, in parentheses, skinny legs and arms, but a lot of fat around the middle, would you recommend focus first on fat loss, in parentheses, calorie deficit, high cardio, then build, parentheses, calorie surplus, less cardio, or build first, shred later? Or attempt to build muscle and lose fat simultaneously. For reference, I'm 40 years old, 6 feet tall, and 158 pounds, skinny fat. I haven't been active for about 8 months with a sedentary job, and it caught up with me. I just downloaded the 14-day kickstart to get back in the swing of things. This is a great question.
Do you want to start on this, or do you want me to start on this?
You go first.
So let's break this question down, because there's like 13 questions in one question. I exaggerate. It's not 13. But if one were to have little muscle mass, skinny legs and arms, but also a lot of fat around the middle, would you recommend focusing on fat loss? I read into words. So the next thing that is said is interesting, because you're assuming fat loss is a calorie deficit and high cardio. I'm guessing high cardio means a lot of cardio or heavy emphasis on cardio. Okay, so first you have an idea in your mind. So I want you guys all to note this. And Sarah, this is for you too, love. But I want you guys to all note, if you're struggling to reach your goals, forget what you think you know. Because you're struggling. The information you have could be wrong. If you're struggling, right? So to assume in order to lose fat, you have to do a calorie deficit and a lot of cardio might be the very thing that's hurting you.
Uh-huh.
And for a lot of you, it is. You think I've got to do cardio, eat less. And that fucks you up. And then we wonder why we have hormone issues and we wonder why our metabolism is slow. That is why. Now, yes, there needs to be less energy consumed than put out if you want to lose fat. Scientifically, that's the truth. That does not mean it has to be low calories, and that does not mean you have to do a lot of cardio. Okay, so that's step one that I would say about this question. Then, or to build. So she's saying, would you recommend focusing on fat loss first or building first? And then to build, her idea, man, that light. I want to put a blanket over it. Her idea.
What if we turn this around?
Hold on. Her idea to build, then, Sarah, I see you, is a calorie surplus and less cardio. Maybe. Okay. So she's asking, should I build first and then shred later, or attempt to build muscle and lose fat simultaneously? I bet you many of you have had this question. Okay. So now, if you are, here's my recommendation for you, is to focus on, if you're saying you're skinny, then I want to get you lifting weights. I would recommend that the thing you start to learn how to do properly is lift weights, because not just for your muscles, but for your bone density. If you're 40 and you're skinny fat, your bone density, we want to get that up. And the only way that's going to happen is by doing weight-bearing activities. Okay, so step one is that, just for overall health and wellness. Now, by doing that, you're also going to build muscle and increase your metabolism. Now, by doing that, you're going to lose fat. We've put no emphasis on anything. All we've talked about is fitness. Now, if we're talking about nutrition, you're probably not going to want to go dramatic to either end. It's kind of what screws people up, is thinking you've got to build, so I've got to bulk. It's bulking season, bro, which is just a justification for you to shove an extra piece of pizza in your face. And you know it. Maybe pizza's not your thing. Maybe it's something else. But in our world, there is no bulking season and there is no shredding season. There's growing season. All season, every season. And what I mean by that is we're always working to get stronger, to be better, healthier, faster, tougher, more resilient, mentally stronger, all the time. With every workout, yeah, we enjoy certain things that will not encourage muscle growth and fat loss, but we also are huge advocates for enjoying certain things of life. So it's about the balance in that, right? So I'll just say one more thing and I want to hear yours. But if you go into it with the intention of, I'm here to get strong, intention, again, with the intention, because that's what it's all about, to get stronger, to get some more muscle, to be healthier, you're going to lose body fat by default. You got to be eating clean. You don't have to focus heavily on, just eat real food, not too much, mostly plants. Everybody puts so much focus on how many carbs, how much protein, how long after my workout should I have this shake or that thing, and should I do intermittent fasting? How many hours should I wait? And it's all these little granular details that don't matter if you can't be consistent. So, my suggestion, and I'm excited to hear Sarit's actually, because our brains think very differently, but my suggestion is eat to fuel your body until you feel satisfied, and do your workouts with the intention of getting more muscle, getting stronger, and being healthier.
How do I X out of that? How do I X out of that?
What are you trying to do?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're doing. Give me your phone and talk to the camera.
This is going to be powerful. I want to make sure that fits on Clubhouse.
Yeah, are you trying to start a room?
Yes, but I wanted to add a topic name.
Okay, go.
Okay, so you guys, what you focus on will determine the quality of your results. And for most of you guys, the reason why you came to us in the first place and you joined this community is because something was different. Because it is. You guys, what mainstream weight loss and the fitness industry tells you makes you focus on the wrong things. So you end up with the greatest intentions in the world, getting the wrong results. Because the quality of your actions will determine the quality of your results. What the mainstream weight loss industry and fitness industry is teaching you, or is attempting to teach you, is to lose weight fast and to be dependent on them for the rest of your life. Lose weight fast and be dependent on them for the rest of your life. Okay? So I'm hearing, Sarah, that, there is a lot of misinformation in your head. Calorie deficit, high cardio, caloric surplus, less cardio, that's extremely inefficient. You guys, and drop it in the chat box. Do you guys want to lose weight fast, or do you guys want to learn to get fit for sure? Drop it in the chat box. Do you want to learn to lose weight fast, or do you want to learn how to get fit for sure? And I'm going to tell you, I'm also going to give you more perspective. What do you mean? Which would you rather?
I mean, my answer would be both, right? If I were in their shoes, but if you had to choose one, would you rather learn how to lose weight fast or get fit for sure and for good? For those of you on Clubhouse, if you are not listening live on Facebook, we are doing a live Facebook show, and we wanted you guys to be able to listen in on it too.
Okay, so you guys want to learn to get fit for life. Terms, the mainstream weight loss industry will more often than not talk about lots of cardio and a caloric deficit. If you want to learn how to get fit for sure, it's time to change your focus from hours of cardio and an extreme caloric deficit to a nutrient-dense diet and compound movements that involve resistance training and continuously increase the intensity of it. Because here's what happens on a cellular basis. Doing cardio is going to burn more calories right now, but it's not going to burn any calories later. Also, do you want your cells to become more metabolically efficient in time or no?
What does that mean, more metabolically efficient?
That means that, even if you're sitting down, you're burning more calories.
If you did nothing all day long, the more muscle mass you have, the more metabolically, I want to say enhanced, you are. Because if I sat on the couch all day, all I did was get up to go to the bathroom, I'm going to burn more calories with the amount of muscle that I have versus somebody who did the same exact amount of activity, same height, same weight, but had a different ratio of body fat to muscle mass. If they sat on the couch, they would burn less calories. If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to that, I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you guys have ever come across a runner who stopped running and within a couple of weeks they started to gain a bunch of weight?
We just talked. We actually just signed somebody up for the inner circle who was in this exact position.
Runners, when they stop running, they start gaining a bunch of weight. Why? Because their bodies are metabolically inefficient. Because they don't have a lot of muscle.
Unless you're a sprinter.
Right.
It's a different hormonal
But people
response.
who focus on a caloric deficit probably go on longer runs because they're like, let me see how many calories I can get to burn. That is a short-term instant gratification.
And a slippery slope.
That the mainstream weight loss industry is teaching you and brainwashing you. You want to invest your time and your energy to turn yourself to become a metabolically efficient machine, you guys.
A calorie burning monster.
And you can only do that by increasing your muscle mass while also increasing your work capacity. Which is exactly, the burn zone is the foundational program. That series of programs, it's the foundational program to teaching you that. After that, you have the underground training club.
UTC! Sounds like a college.
So, going back to your question, should you do cardio? I challenge you to do more than cardio because cardio alone is never going to get you there. Cardio alone is going to keep you stuck where you are. It's just like, so cardio and you know, focusing on a caloric deficit and losing weight fast. You know, if I was to compare it to money, it's like all these people who tell you, invest in this stock, you're gonna become a millionaire in like 90 days. That kind of bullshit.
It's so uncertain.
So you keep on waiting for the next stock to blow up. Meanwhile, the person who diligently worked hard, learned about investments,
put time into it, maybe didn't get rich as fast, but kept their wealth.
Created wealth.
Who's the winner?
What we're teaching you guys is to create wealth within this unit. Do you want to get rich quick or do you want to become wealthy? If you want to become wealthy, you got to do the right thing. And it's going to take time. And you got to focus on different things, not on the instant gratification. Look, ain't nothing wrong with cardio. But by measuring your work capacity, your cardio is involved in it. But just doing the elliptical or running is not going to get you anywhere. Because it's the same stimulus. Your body is already conditioned to it. You're not going to increase your muscle mass. So what's going to happen on a day, let's say when you're sitting on a plane all day and you're forced to be a lazy fuck, just being honest.
You're never forced to do that, by the way.
True.
I know people in wheelchairs. We have clients who are not even lazy and they don't have legs.
I would say that on Thursday when we were like on a plane for like almost 12 hours, it was like the laziest we were all week. Because we didn't work out that day. We have the habits that will continuously allow us to make good choices.
We won't get knocked off for a week or a month because of one day.
Yeah.
Because that's here.
So when you get influenced by these I will just call it inefficient. There is nothing wrong with a caloric deficit or lots of cardio. What matters is, you know, the intention and your knowledge with regards to the intention. But this industry doesn't teach you that. It's just like the blind leading the blind.
Follow me.
Follow me, you'll get this quick. I don't care if you lost 5 pounds in 1 week. Over the next 20 days, what's going to happen after this 1 week? People are so focused on what they achieved in a short span of time. No. Talk to me 10 years from now and let's see where you're at.
Even next year, I want to see where you're at.
Yeah. And that's why people say, oh, I was so good until the coronavirus. Oh, I was so good until my gym got shut down. Oh, this, oh, that. No, dude, you don't have the right information. You're misinformed.
You're misinformed or not committed enough. Either you are informed and uncommitted, or you're uninformed.
Yeah.
Or uninformed and uncommitted.
Yeah. But the good thing is that you're here right now.
Yeah. Hopefully that's helpful, Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah, honestly, it sounds as if there is a lot of misinformation. What you need to focus on, and you said, I just downloaded the 14-day Kickstart. Good. Make sure that you finish that. Make sure that, you get on one of our other programs afterwards too, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, your body is just going to be conditioned to it. So that's not going to increase just your fitness and body composition, being completely honest.
The next step after the 14-day rise above would be the burn zone. And it's a 4-part series. So you go burn zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are progressive. And they end up adding weights and skills and other things that are going to contribute to the success that you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Shall we?
Yes, let's move on.
We can maybe take one more probably.
Yeah.
We went a bit long on that guy.
No, it was a good one. It was a really good question.
Yep.
Okay, I think this is an Erin question. This is from Lexi Grisbeck. I love it how she also pronounced Grisbeck. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area.
I totally would have said Grisbeck.
I would have too. I have an extreme itch to get more tattoos. I know tattoo artists tell me not to work out or sweat during healing process, which can take 4 to 6 weeks. Going that long without working out is definitely a hell no at this point. Erin, you clearly have tattoos or 10, a tattoo or 10. LOL. Any insight on getting tattoos and still being able to work out without jacking up the tattoo?
That's a great question, and I have an answer.
You can still work out.
You can still work out. Here's the thing. Okay, so let me walk you back through this. If you guys were here like last week or a couple weeks ago, somebody else asked a question about tattoos. Any joint that you have that bends where skin folds up, that's a tricky spot, right? Because if you're, when I got these kind of pieces done, or by the wrists, like things like push-ups and pull-ups and stuff like that probably aren't going to be the smartest, because you're folding that skin in on itself and it's not going to heal as well, which I probably was an asshole and it could have healed better than it did, but I'm in the same position. I was actually highly competitive in CrossFit at the time I got some of my tattoos, and I had to strategically plan the timing of them because of that. If you guys don't know, so I got this bear tattoo. I got this bear tattoo when I was in probably one of the most like competitive the bear and the peacock, which is right here, in one of the most competitive times of my CrossFit career, if you would call it. And the bear I knew was going to be fine. And I did have to do mostly lower body for like a day or two. But I would also plan it around days that I would be resting, so that the first day or 2 or 3, there was going to be a rest day somewhere in there. Just fail to plan, plan to fail, right? With commitment comes creativity. So I got the bear. I knew it was going to be fine because why? It's not really on any joints that are maybe a tiny bit right here that are like folding up, right? I also knew it's all black and white. It's probably not going to swell as much as something in color. So there wouldn't be as much of that. But there was a day then, a few days later, where I had to do ring muscle ups. If you guys don't know what ring muscle ups are, it's where you have the rings and somehow you get your body from underneath them to on top of them. Okay? And the ropes, the, what are they called? The straps.
Straps.
That are holding the rings, the straps that are holding the rings, when you dip out of it, press it, like rubs against your arm right here. I was like, okay, I put an arm sleeve. So it wasn't comfortable because it was a little bit inflamed, but I didn't scratch anything. So I put a little arm sleeve. Boop, fine. It was kind of uncomfortable because it wasn't healed all the way. It's kind of if you guys haven't had any tattoos, when it's healing, it kind of feels like when someone gives you an Indian burn. You know, when they do that to your arm, it like burns. It feels like a sunburn, like a really bad one. It feels like a really bad sunburn while it's healing. So imagine scraping a sunburn on a strap, right? That doesn't feel good. But I put an arm sleeve over and didn't ruin it. Now with the sweating, I don't think is too much of an issue after the first couple of days. Because you actually want to keep it semi-moisturized until a certain point, because then you want it to peel. You want the dead stuff to flake off. So where's the tattoo you're getting? How inflamed is it going to be? What are the workouts you have that are planned within, I would say, 3 to 5 days after you get it? Plan it before you have a rest day somewhere. Maybe the rest day is the next day. Do your workout, get the tattoo. Rest day is the next day. And then the following couple days, are you avoiding that area? Do you need to be avoiding that area? If it's within a joint that's bending a lot, if you get a tattoo on the back of your leg behind your knee, probably shouldn't do a bunch of squats.
Or just start running.
Yeah. So just consider, like when I got my lower, which one was it? I got this done. You guys, the next morning I woke up, I put my foot on the ground and I tried to put pressure on it. And I immediately almost collapsed because my lower leg.
We have a guest.
Wow, Felix is here. My lower leg was so freaking swollen. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Legit, a cat just almost walked into this house. Florida is bonkers. Probably the one that killed the rat I put on our Instagram story, if you saw. She's not a dog. Don't call me like a dog. All right. So anyways, those are my suggestions. Be mindful of how swollen it's going to be, what the placement of it is, and what you have coming up the next 3 to 5 days for your workouts. That's it. Should we do one more or call it?
I ain't got nothing to add with regards to that question because I ain't got no experience with tattoos. All right.
Guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us and hanging out with us as always. Hopefully the answers to those questions were beneficial for all of y'all. And
if you guys want more details or information with regards to any of our programs, please just go ahead and email admin@erinsarit.com and we'll be sure to assist you. Also, if you found value from today's topic, you guys,
Share.
If you don't know this yet, we're on a mission to transform the lives of millions through the same movement, nutrition, lifestyle, and financial habits that have transformed ours. Okay? You guys are a part of this mission. And you guys are what's going to make the impact of this mission bigger. So if you know that you have gained at least one golden nugget from today's conversation, then please just spread the love, share the love. That's all that we ask, because we're going to do everything that we can. But we would be extremely grateful if you got a second to just hear this, just go ahead and share it with somebody else, so that collectively, as a unit, we can make a more positive and bigger impact on this universe. Because God knows now more than ever, the world needs this.
If you guys want to see how cool Clubhouse is and you're not on there yet, this I hope will inspire you to get on there. Stacy K, unmute yourself. We're going to have a chat live on the Facebooks. Come on now. She's probably in here too. Stacy?
Well, she might be like in the middle of something.
Oh, Mel has something to say. Mel has something to say. Oh yeah, Mel, you're on.
I'm here.
You're here.
What do you have to tell everybody?
What would you like to say on the Espresso Live?
On the Espresso Live.
You're live right now.
Go out and do great shit today.
Yeah! All right. Thanks, Mel. Thanks, Clubhouse. Thanks, everybody. We will see you guys tomorrow. We love you.
Bye, guys. Happy Tuesday.